that's definitely talking to the camera angle. Anyway, scratch that. What up, y'all? I'm about to tell Callie the shit right now too. So you remember one of the months? It's okay. It's going on my YouTube. I'm doing a story time of how I got scammed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. There's Babe, guys. She's been a rock at helping me handle all this, even though I got myself in the situation.
Consistently.
Yep.
I love you.
Babe loves me. But you remember one of the months how I didn't get paid, and he's like, I had to get a new key because the customer lost it, and it was $500. We have the car now, so we can see the key, right? This is the key.
It's the same one?
Mm-hmm. So he just didn't pay me for that month. He lied.
What did it do?
Like, this is a $500 key. You know that.
Yeah.
Yours is $500. Phantom's is $500.
You paid like $10.
That's what I'm saying. All right, y'all. Random side quest. Babe said that she liked the Toyota, so we might be keeping it. Maybe. I don't fucking like it though.
You don't like it because you're traumatized.
I actually just don't like Toyota, but okay. We're in the midst of a test drive, guys, and Babe is not liking the Toyota.
It's so slow.
This Toyota is safe and does not go vroom vroom. For those of you that already have tuned in a little bit on Facebook, I am going to do a story time.
I know.
About how I was scammed out of 20K. Me and Babe are gonna feed the cats and then we'll get into that.
I put the food away like I said I would.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Thank you, baby. Because our cats are menaces to society. We had a short little issue. Our cats got into a fucking fight and one of them had a nail lodged in his nose. We got that all cleaned up, taken care of. Now we're about to feed them. Can't tell ADHD mind. I'm like all over the place right now. But the only one who was diagnosed was... Y'all, cats are fed, and we're about to start dinner too, so it took another little break. Story time on how I was scammed out of $20,000. You're going upstairs? Okay. So, anyway, I originally started a business with a gentleman who I thought was trustworthy.
I'm going upstairs and I'm also eating chips and candy because my 75 hard is over and I can do that.
Thanks for listening to Babe and her 75 hard rant. I had started a business with a gentleman who I thought was going to be trustworthy and end up not being trustworthy. Shoot, y'all. I'm supposed to be doing a story time, but I don't really know how to keep the wheels turning, so forgive me. But anyway, start a business, supposed to be, I take out a loan for a vehicle in my name and he rents it out to people, and from there, that's how I was supposed to be generating an income. So he had the car, made a couple payments on it, because, when we did this agreement, he had said he was going to, contracted he was supposed to be making the payments, dealing with the insurance, taking care of the maintenance, and bringing me back money, right? Wrong. He made a couple payments, and then 1 month he skipped. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, the bank just called me, because the loan's in my name. Hey, the bank just called me. There's the payment was missed. Is everything chilling over there? He's like, yeah, everything's fine. I just ran into some stuff. I'm waiting for some money to hit my account, whatever. I ended up making the payment because it's my credit score that fucking gets messed up, you know? So I ended up making the payment, and then I told him, I was like, okay, well, I made the payment, and you need to pay me back, because the agreement was you were supposed to be making the payments. I'm not supposed to be making the payments on this bitch. So I'll backtrack a little bit to when we first got the car. We met up at his house, looked over some shit on Carvana, and came to the conclusion that the Toyota that I now have in my possession was a great fit for the business. We met at this fucking shop place up in Clearfield. I texted him. I was like, hey, I believe I just pulled into the lot of the address you sent me. He goes, I'm in my Mazda. Does it say how much longer before they drop off the car? Because we met at his house one day, then had the car shipped out like within like the next like 2 days or whatever. So we made an appointment to meet up with the tow truck driver who brought the car out here. So he was like, does it say how much longer? I was like, the guy's on his way from Tooele. He'll be here at 5. I have to take my car in for an estimate. It won't take me that long before he's here though. So backtrack again, fuck, it's all over the place. I had to take my cruise in to be have like an estimate put on it or whatever, because I was rear-ended as I was trying to do all this. So I told him, I was like, I have to take my cruise in to be estimated. I can't, like, you know, I had to take it to the insurance company or whatever. Couldn't sit around waiting for Carvana to drop off the car. Like, it is what it is. Anyway, some time goes by. We get the car. I go get my estimate done for my cruise. Come back. The car's still not here, but took my cruise to have an estimate, made it back to meet up with Taylor and pick up the Toyota. Yeah, I think that's where we're at right now. He said, just as long as you're here, we can work it out. I'm like, most definitely, because he needs my ID, so I'll be back. Took my car to be estimated with the insurance company. We didn't end up getting the car till about 7 o'clock at night, almost 8. We did some information exchange for where the plates and stuff would go. He told me my address. I told him yes. I was like, he said, sweet, I'll have it making money for both of us in a week. Both of us must have met him and his bitch, because I didn't see no income at all. I asked him when, you know, we parted ways. I texted him. I was like, since you're still with the car, could you send videos and pics of the Toyota? I want to show my family compared to the Chevys that I have. He sent me one. That's the one video he sent. And then he said, I'll send more later. He's like, yeah, let's get you more cars. This is exciting. Scamming head ass bitch. I was like, awesome, thank you so much. I cannot wait to start adding more to my inventory. He's like, okay, sounds like good stuff. I have a lot of deliveries to do tomorrow, but I will work on listing the car and getting its first orders. I was like, out of curiosity, who or what is Bridgecrest? Because they started calling me up and shit. I don't know. He goes, what did they say? It's like, I don't know, call them. They sent some messages. It was just the bank calling just to get the payments and like a bank account and shit set up. He's like, I think the payments are already set up. Okay, buddy. Fast forward to March. This is Tuesday, March 17th. This fool goes, has the plate come in yet? Then he was like, so far we have made $569 and paid $505 on the car. I was like, that's awesome to hear. To my knowledge, the plates have not arrived, minus the $190 for the down payment you provided. When will I start seeing a return? He goes, the tag expires tomorrow. the temp tag. So we need to get the plates to keep it running. I was like, shoot, that's very unfortunate. I'll have to see what I can do, what I can find. If not, we'll just have to apply for another temp tag. Other than this terrible turn of events, how do I get paid? He's like, the car's revenue has to be higher than $505 for the month. I was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but your previous message just said $569 was made and there is no payment. I was like, was the $569 for the month of March that you made so far? He's like, we have to set money aside for maintenance and paying the cleaners and my repayment of $190. I was like, okay, interesting. Just let it be. My brain was clicking a little bit, but I ignored the signs. I told him, I was like, still haven't received the plates. I called the bank and Carvana. They said that I should go to the DMV and get a temporary tag. He said, okay, since it's owned by you, you'll have to call. They won't let me do anything because I don't own the car. Sounds good. I'll let you know when I touch bases with someone about it. Thanks. March 17th, I texted him at 4 and told him, I was like, plates are missing. Carvana said they should be at my house, but they aren't, so I don't know what to do about that. He told me you would go to the DMV saying you never got the plates or registration. They will then issue you a new plate. I was like, for the proof of insurance, I show them my State Farm policy, or do you have an active policy on the car already? He told me he'd send it tomorrow. Then he sent it. I'm just now realizing. But he said on March 17th he'd send it tomorrow, and didn't send the insurance until March 24th. So that was also on a Tuesday. I was like, perfect, thank you. Let me know when you get the car to a shop and get the emissions done so I can send it in all together and finally get you those plates. He's like, I'm going to do it soon. They said it's sent to the DMV now. He sent me picture proof. He said it was $45. I was like, okay, I'm running some errands currently. I'll try and get those to you before closing. If not, I'll have those for you tomorrow for sure. He's like, I tried tomorrow. Don't worry about it today. Then he messaged me and was like, did you get the plate? I was like, when I went, they were crowded when I got off. I hope that it won't be as bad today. He said, all right. I was like, great news. Got a new set of temporary plates, and hard ones should be in sometime soon. Let me know if you have some free time. That way we can meet so I can get these tags to you. I was like, you can drop it off at my house in my mailbox. Cool. Perfect. Sounds good to me. When the hard plates get here, I'll do the same as well. He's like, yes, please. My garage has the mailbox. Just send the photos of where you put it. I was like, finally got the plates. I think Friday, March 27th, and then Saturday, March 28th, I told him, I was like, I took the plates to your house, but there were some people outside, I just gave that to them. He's like, what's your Venmo? He's like, the car didn't make as much money, but I'm going to send you $50. This is April 8th, okay? So fast forward to April 8th. My bad. Fast forward to April 8th. He asked me, what's your Venmo? The car did not make as much money, so I'm going to send you $50, even though we didn't really make profit yet. I was like, no way, that means something to me. Now my truck has a full tank of gas, thank you. I'm in the middle of Uber, I will send it to you soon. He's like, the car payment is made. He's like, and you will have a free car eventually. He's like... So we still didn't get the plates. Fast forward to April 27th, and he messaged me and was like, any plate yet? I was like, I meant to message you like a week ago. They came. He's like, okay, I need that today. The car is back. I was like, okay. If I have some spare time on my hand, I'll most definitely get those to you. I've been dealing with getting my cruise and transmission done, and my Colorado needs brakes and rotors. I've been working a lot lately to make up the extra cost, especially since the transmission module is like $3,000. I need extra income. Hinting he's supposed to be making me money in this bitch. Like a man, he completely right over his fucking head. Like, where'd the point go? He's like, I can come and get it. Sorry to hear all that. I have cheap guy for brakes. First of all, you ain't coming to my crib, so fuck all that noise. Like, no worries, it's car life, and if you'd like to stop by my house, you can. I'm not home. Again, on my free time, you'll get those plates. He's like, thanks. Do you want me to do your brakes for cheap? He's like, better than Jiffy Lube. I was like, for sure. Even if we don't touch bases for a while, the temporary plates don't go out until the 29th. I dropped off more to you, remember? Oh yeah, April, May. I was like, the 29th. Yeah, so we're in April. Right now, this is April. He has temp tags currently that don't expire until May 29th. I dropped off more to your other team members, and with my cars already at shops, I think I'll be okay. He's like, oh, right, but the plates are, he's like, but real plates are still better. I was like, I agree completely. Paper ones get lost and ruined. No response or anything. May 2nd comes around. This is where we're at now. I was like, I was able to drop off the plates. They are underneath your doormat. He's like, I'll get it soon. Coming around to May 7th, this is when the first payment was missed. Message him, good morning. I received notice that the Toyota was not paid for the month of May. Is everything going okay? Just waiting on some money to go into my accounts. It was a low rental revenue this month, and I just paid rent and mortgage. I was like, this won't have any derogatory marks on my credit score. He's like, I don't think so. Fuck you. The customers lost the key on the car, so I had to pay a couple $100 this month to replace it. This the key. It has been slower month until summer comes. Summer's here. We're in, what is it? We're in July. We're in July. Yeah. He said things will pick up when summer comes. I was like, that's fine. I don't care at this point. I was like, I just don't want my credit to be ruined due to the car being repossessed. I was like, have you called the bank for a grace period? He's like, I think it's just 1 day, so it'll be good. I was like, but how long are you going to be waiting for your money to hit the account? Because depending on how long you're waiting, depends on if it's going to be marked late or not. I was like, does Carvana have a grace period? Like, if I'm late on my truck, I call them, I have 10 days to make my payment. And if I don't make it after the 10 days, then my shit gets marked or flagged or whatever. He's like, yes, the industry is standard a week. The industry standard is a week. I was like, okay, let me know if I need to take out a loan for the remaining balance of the car just to pay it off. If it's too much hassle for you to make the payments, I just don't want my credit ruined. The only thing that this fool replied to was, what do you mean alone? Motherfucker, do you use your brain? It's clearly stated there. Anyways, I was like, when's your next paycheck available? He didn't respond or answer, so I left a pretty hefty message, right? Pretty big for Elmo. Let me go put this chicken on the grill. Alright, y'all, I got that chicken on the grill. Anyways, you seen I left a pretty big-ass message. Because he ignored me. He literally turned on his red receipts on purpose and then was just ignoring me, like, just reading the message. So, I told him, I was like, okay, Taylor, my credit is not to be played with, so here's how things are going to work with the Toyota from now on. If there's an expense I can't be paid, you need to tell me. I was supposed to be making income with this car, and you're screwing me over completely. I want legible pictures, please, of the cost and services paid for the proof of purchase, because at that point I felt like he was just stealing my money and doing whatever for him and his bitch when I could be using that for me and my lady. You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to see a return of 500, above 500 on my end these next few months. I want rental revenue details and how your company works. Last but not least, you need to tell me if you can't make the payments so I can either call the bank for a skip a pay or make the payment myself, which won't be often because I will not be paying $1,300 a month in car notes. If that's the case, you also need to pay me back what I've put into the vehicle. I don't understand how you run a business and have no cash flow or even an emergency savings or fund just for things like this. I was like, if it's too much for you to agree by, I can come get the key to the car today and we can both try again when you're more financially stable. He's like, if you take the car, then it's up to you to pay for it. Otherwise, just stay patient and wait while I work on this. I was like, I would just sell it. And I'm paying it right now, so what's the difference? I was like, I just put another $100 on it. I was like, when I'm off, I'm going to pay the remaining $419 that you're going to owe me. He's like, I'm managing 60 car payments at once. I was like, I've been patient, but when it comes to things like my credit and late payments, I tend to panic. He's like, some months are just going to be slow. And I was like, you have 60 cars that you manage that are late? And he goes, they're all not late, just some. Huge red flag, because why are you fucking up people's credit scores like that? He's like, they're not all late, just some. I was like, I get it, some months are slow, but that's why you should have a backup account to be able to pay those payments on time, so when things like this happen. Clock it. Fuck it. I was like, he goes, welcome to actually running a business. It's not like getting a paycheck. I was like, this is my credit we're talking about, though. This is not just a business. And I was like, if you're making late payments, this could affect the way that I get a house later on down the road. He's like, and you'll do skip a pay, it'll be okay. You get 3 skips a year, once on Christmas, one on your birthday, and one random one. I've done it before. I was like, you should have called me ahead of time and told me sooner if you knew that the month was going to be slow and you couldn't pay me. He's like, I got the money, it's okay. I was like, as a business owner, it's your responsibility to keep those updated, especially when using other people's credit scores. He's like, I just need a couple more days. I was like, if you had the money, you'd make the payment. You will have the money in a few days. Like, you don't have it, because he said, I have the money. You don't have the money. He's like, yeah, exactly, I'm working on it. I have the money, I just need to get paid out. I've worked the hours. I was like, do you have a specific day? He's like, it will be after the weekend. My payouts never come on the weekends, and Lyft pays me best weekends, so it's gonna happen for us. I was like, the car payment will be made Monday, May 11th. He's like, just gotta stick with it. Eventually, it will pay off, and it will pay itself off, and you'll have a free car. I was like, the car payment will be made on Monday, May 11th, because he's ignoring everything that I'm saying. He's like, I can Venmo you that. He's like, the $420. I was like, you'd be paying me back in full. I was like, the reason you'd be paying me back $420 is because I've already put $100 towards it. I was like, so that means you'd be paying me a total of $520. He's like, right. I was like, as I said, things with this car need to change. If you cannot make the payment, you need to tell me. You need to tell me if you won't be able to pay me for the month, and you need to start showing me some receipts, like proof of purchase and shit. He goes, I had an emergency and had to pay for your key. The key. I was like, proof of the $100 is already paid, and I started sending him screenshots because I'm like, if I can do this, you can do this. Like, there's no fucking excuse. But I was like, next time, tell me about it ahead of time. I was like, before the payment's due, in case of emergencies, like the customer's losing the keys.